The Breckenridge Town Council says no to plans for a new 4-star hotel on Peak 8. Phil Lindeman, Krystal, 93 News. First, Outer Range Brewing Company in Frisco is barely a year old, but they're already in the running for one of the best new breweries in the nation. USA Today is asking readers to vote on their favorite new beers. Outer Range beat 100 others to reach the finals. They're now up against craft brewers from every corner of the U.S., including New Image Brewing of Arvada on the Front Range. Outer Range is currently third in the standings, behind breweries in Pittsburgh and St. Paul. Voting is live until March 19th. Visit 10best.com to vote. That's the numeral 10, BEST.com. After months of discussion, the Breckenridge Town Council said no to plans for a new 4-star luxury hotel at Peak 8. The council made its decision at last night's meeting when Breckenridge Grand Vacations presented their final plans. Haley Littleton with the town.
A lot of the questions were about how many employees, where are they going to live, where are they going to park, can infrastructure hold that?
The hotel was planned for the south side of Peak 8, near the Rips ride lift. The biggest concern for council was density. If constructed, plans required transferring backcountry density from Peak 8, and council members weren't ready to sign off on plans one called unprecedented.
Council is really working on figuring out what's the right balance for development in Breckenridge, and what does that future look like? What does it look like for Breckenridge to have a 4-star hotel, and what does that mean?
Littleton says the council did not vote on the project. Instead, it failed when no council members put it to motion. Brett Grand can now return with revised plans in the future. If you blink, you just might miss a speed skier zooming past at Autobahn speeds. But you did not miss much of anything at the Winter Olympics this year, because speed skiing was invited to the games once, and only once, in 1992, when Breckenridge local CJ Mueller was a favorite to podium.
I had been doing okay in the qualifying. I qualified, but I hadn't been winning any of the runs. I went out, got on the lift, rode up, and my first run of the day was around 130 miles an hour.
Mueller never won Olympic gold. He says a slight mistake was the difference between 1st and 10th at his only Winter Games, but he'll still never forget the atmosphere of an Olympic race.
When I was ready to leave the arrival area, there was seemingly no way through. They had a little gate for us, but the people were all jammed up, and it was probably 40 or 50 people deep. I just started walking toward the opening, and as soon as I walked there, the people just kind of parted.
That day was by far the most people he had ever seen at a speed skiing event.
The only time ever in my life I got kind of anxious because I was in this crowd of people, and it was just very strange.
Speed skiing isn't what it once was, but it is far from dead. There is still a World Cup circuit, and twin brothers from Europe are now chasing a new record, 160 miles per hour, or about the speed of a free-falling skydiver. Mueller became the first human ever to ski faster than 130 miles per hour in 1987.
Fastest I think I've been in a car was 108, and that was in a police cruiser, and we were just messing around.
Mueller hung up his speed skis almost 2 decades ago. You can now find him skiing almost every day at Breckenridge, where he gets his thrills on blues and groomed blacks. For our complete interview with Mueller, including why he thinks the French really aren't so bad after all, see the Krystal 93 YouTube page. In sports, the Avalanche played the Flames tonight. Game time is 7:30. The Nuggets are off until Friday. Phil Lindeman, Krystal, 93 News.